In continuation of his nationwide consultation, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu made the headlines again when, in company of his running mate and 5 other APC governors, met with former President Goodluck Jonathan at his residence. What's the issue for you about these visits, BKO?
No, I think it's a good decision. I've seen the PDP people attacking him, calling him a hypocrite that he attacked Jonathan for 6 years, only to now go to Jonathan now to seek his support. But this are rantings of childish people. In politics, there is no permanent friend. There is no permanent friend. It's only interest that is permanent. So we've seen people sworn enemies come together, and work together. We've seen people that you never imagined could ever be on the same platform work together to deliver victory. Asiwaju and Goodluck Jonathan had their issues in the past. No one can doubt the fact that the Goodluck Jonathan regime appeared to the people of the Southwest to have marginalized them. And Asiwaju and others were not happy that the Southwest was marginalized during the Goodluck Jonathan administration. And he turned his back against that administration. So he felt that, look, he was justified to work against an administration that didn't appear to take the people of the Southwest seriously, that didn't give the Southwest a pride of place, So Asiwaju was justified in working against Goodluck Jonathan. In any case, they were not in the same party. So why should anyone expect Asiwaju to throw his support behind a president in a rival party? But that time is gone. After all, even President Obasanjo, who ensured that Goodluck Jonathan first became governor of his state upon the impeachment of his boss, ensured that he became vice president, and then ensured that he became president. They fell apart when Obasanjo did a series of letters against complaining about the way the ship of state was drifting at sea. So people would disagree and come together. Obasanjo said he had left the PDP, but PDP members still went to appeal to him. So there's nothing wrong in Asiwaju going to seek for Goodluck Jonathan's support. He wants to win the election. He thinks that he can win the election. He thinks that he knows what he has to do to win the election. And one of the things that you need to do to win an election in Nigeria is to do extensive consultation. When extensive consultations bring you before your enemy can even change his mind and give you his support. So Asiwaju Bola Tinubu knows what he's doing. He is a top gun when it comes to political strategizing in our country. He's a top gun. He hardly gets it wrong. He weighs his actions very well. So he's gone to Goodluck Jonathan now, believing that Goodluck Jonathan remains a critical stakeholder in the Nigerian project. He has visited former President Obasanjo. Goodluck Jonathan is also a former president. So he's done the right thing by going there. Even if Jonathan doesn't support him, Jonathan will remember that Tinubu came to seek his support. By showing respect to him, by going to him, he has given himself a fair chance of securing Jonathan's support if and when that time comes. We've also seen him go to other people. He even went to visit. He went to the people that he contested the primaries of the APC with. He visited even some of them didn't score a single vote. He visited them. He visited the governor of Kogi State. He visited Vice President Asiwaju. He visited Rotimi Amechi. So it's just the man's way of making himself stronger. And when eventually, if God says he's going to win and he wins, people will not remember the sacrifices that he made to ensure that he got the desired victory. And going to all of these people, seeking their support, going to Obasanjo, going to this, going to that, is one way of working hard towards his own success. So he's done that very well. It worked for him during the primaries. By the time some people got to them, so the people that he visited, they said, no, we already have our candidate in Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So people have this attitude of underrating Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of not understanding his actions, or of thinking that some of his actions are meaningless. But you are dealing with a man who is extremely calculative when it comes to politics. And for every action that you see him take, there is tremendous expectation of the dividends that that action will deliver. So you can imagine all of the governors that he visited. By the time he summoned governors, about 14 governors were in attendance. And he was able to keep their support. The support of those governors ensured that he won the presidential primaries of the APC with an audacious margin. So he's working along the same path now by going to meet people like President Goodluck Jonathan. When that time comes, President Jonathan will probably consider him ahead of those who had not deemed it fit to come and see him, because I was told that President Jonathan expressed joy and satisfaction at the visit of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that is good news to the Tinubu handlers, to Tinubu's handlers, because that's what they wanted to see. So the campaigns are yet to kick off officially, but I know that Tinubu's message is clear. He believes that amongst the people who want to contest, his record of service in Lagos makes him the best of the best. He is convinced that he can build a Nigeria of our dream, given what we've seen him do in Lagos. Look at the Eco Atlantic, for example. It's a massive, big story. Massive, big story of the success that Asiwaju can deliver even on a big stage. You look at Eco Atlantic, with the US planning to build their biggest consulate in the world in Eco Atlantic. You know that it is already a success story. The landscape of Lagos has changed tremendously with the coming of Eco Atlantic, and it was Asiwaju that created the idea of Eco Atlantic. So he thinks that he can do that if given the opportunity to serve on a big scale. We had an Awolowo that, when he died in 1987, some northern leaders, some Nigerian leaders said this was the best president we never had. Ojukwu Ikemba Ojukwu described Awolowo as the best president Nigeria never had.
Never had,
Yes, Asiwaju sees himself as somebody who can achieve what, unfortunately, Awolowo could not achieve. He's built a bridge across the north. He believes that that bridge will deliver victory to him.
All right.
So that the idea of people saying this was the best president we never had will not be his own case.